Girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done.
Hello everyone. How are we doing today? Like the title of the stream says, I hope you're ready for a big old, dirty old hype set. It's not gonna be clean. I made that very clear. But you know what you're getting. It's a dirty one. It's a big one, it's a dirty one. The only way I know how, baby. Let me say hi to everyone in the chat real quick. Thank you guys so much for showing up and being here. I love you guys. Mike Harmon, Ulysses Ashburn, Flickers on JR, Shannon Gray, Aldo Lopez, Bill Game Fan, Nita Thomas, Five Nelson, Autism Mommy 1986, Tiffy, Super Nick 2006, Bruce R, Rockets Nation, Phil Skip, John Maruka, Manic Reaper 1, Phil Skip, Tony Simonton, Yvonne Francis, Rhett Crunchy Boy. It's okay, I know how to read. Silent Grace, Tim D, Lurk, nope, Buckert. All right, come on, that's just not fair. Rumblebee Red, Murdoch Phil, Thomas, Dre Drums, Josh, Dart Vibes, Zach Carmen, Angela Chavez, C Knowledge, Felicia Fee, Mateo Sowery, Sergeant Snossage, Matt 2310, Inball, Nathan, Cole, Angela, Azad, Juan, Tina, Mike, Tim. I can't even keep up with everyone. And it's the first stream in 2023. But we know why you're really here. So now that that intro song is done, let's do the real intro. Get ready to inject this directly into your veins. It's been a long time coming. I've been moving. Too much tumbleweed in my blood to settle down. Not this cowboy. But everywhere I go, I keep one thing locked and loaded. And that's the finger guns, baby. Get ready to get your gut pumped full of love bullets. In the first hype sesh. And probably 3 months, 4 months, I don't even know. Let's do it. Joel's here to join the party, I guess. He is hyped up. Yeah. That always goes down smooth, baby. That felt nice. Let's go.
The year is 1991.
Someone said their audio sounded weird. Is that across the board? Oh my god. We're doing more of those, don't worry. I'm going to stream for 1 hour to ease back into it. We're probably going to do hype sessions, at least 3 total. So 1 mid-stream, 1 end-stream. Probably 4. We're going to average a hype session every 15 minutes, I think. I think that's fair. Okay, how about now? Still echo, or are we good? The echo enhanced it, actually. Well, I'm glad we had the echo for the mic. Still echo, what the heck? Alright, hold on. I only have 1 mic. So, hold on. One of my many cameras had a microphone built into it that, since I haven't streamed in a while and I didn't know what was going on, was on. It was probably on during last night's stream as well. But Camelot, thank you for that 10, by the way, man. Thank you for the gold boy with the hype. I appreciate it. At Meat Puppet, member for 1 year, 12 months on the Jakey Gang OGs. Love to see it, man. Thank you so much. Yeah. I escaped the tin can. I crawled my way out. Yeah, if you guys were here last night, it doesn't look like it, but I basically revealed to everyone that I sold my my game collection except for PS5 and Switch. So I literally had so much, I was still able to make the shelves look full behind me. But yeah, hold on. I got a yeah, you can kind of see. That's okay, PS4 too. So PS4, PS5, and Switch, that's what I got left. The rest is out of the way. What's it called? I got a lot to tell you guys. Yo, Flickerson JR, Flickerson Jr. Jake, we've talked before and your words inspired me and helped me through a tough time. You may have also helped me and my brother get PS5s. Thank you for being you and keep being the hero you are. Dude, thank you so much, Flickerson Jr. That means the world. Why did I sell the collection? Okay. I'm gonna make videos because, guys, my life's just been crazy. And this is going back longer than YouTube. I'm gonna make videos to fully explain the situations. I'm gonna try to explain it tonight. But I had to sell the collection. One, because you guys know me, right? Like, you know I don't like material things, so I always felt weird about having it. And part of the reason I had it was that I was worried there would come to a point where I was too sick, and that would be all I would have to escape and still have adventures. But what I realized over the last 2 years of doing YouTube is that even if I do get that sick, I would want to create stuff. There's other stuff that I would want to do. I don't need to have this massive library of games that I'm never going to play, because it's just, I don't know. And if there's any of those games that I really want to play, I will, you know? Phil Skip, member for 25 months. Phil, thank you so much. Welcome back, Jake. We all missed you. Thank you so much for welcoming back. Oh, so that's all to say. The other thing about selling my collection is I lost a lawsuit from a bar fight I was in 5 years ago. So I haven't been able to talk about that this whole time because it was ongoing. So I know there's going to be a lot of questions. Yeah. I'm gonna just let that sit there for a second. I guess now that I've kind of revealed that, that's got to be the first thing I kind of talk about, huh? But and that's the other thing is like I hated that I was never able to talk about this. I mean, this happened 3 years before I even started YouTube, right? And so, but because it was still in court, I legally couldn't say anything. And so, you know me, I'm like open and honest almost to a fault. Like sometimes I can overshare, which I think I'm getting better with. But so it was just really hard for me to have something that I couldn't talk about. Oh, Huggy Smalls, what's going on, man? It's good to see you. Let's see. Love you and miss you, dude. So glad to see an update from you. Praying you have all the success moving forward. Thank you so much. Thank you, Huggy. Hope you clocked a mofo. Well, kinda. I'll tell the story, but let me just say a couple other things that's related to get the whole picture. So basically, this thing happened, and in addition to everything else I've been going through the last couple of years, especially last year with like just depression and just having a really hard time, this thing for 5 years has caused me like crippling anxiety so much, because I would just like my stomach would be in knots. I would just feel like my life was gonna like end in a different way than what I normally am worried about, and I couldn't even function. I would just like get so scared, I guess anxious, that it would like make it so I couldn't even like just like function. I don't know. I guess that was the right word. I can't think of a better way to describe it. And even throughout like all the like my YouTube like highs and lows, that was always an extra thing that like I was just thinking about and worrying about. Like I think we can all relate to financial stress, right? And that was the thing, is even if I didn't know how it was going to turn out, I was still paying all this money to lawyers every month, and just all this stuff, and just I don't know. I guess that's as much as I can say. I'm just gonna kind of go in circles and keep repeating myself. So anyways, here's the story. Here's what happened. Did I give him the finger gun treatment at the bar? See, if I had done that, do you think there would have been a fight? No, because that's what love bullets do. I was just a dingus. I hadn't started doing the finger guns yet. I know that's. Can you imagine Jake Randall without finger guns? That was me once. Never again. And what's going on third year? Everyone in here. It's so good to see all these names again. I missed you. This is kind of nostalgic, huh? Oh, if you haven't hit that like button, feel free to go ahead and do that. So what happened was 5 years ago, I was at one of my like lowest points physically. I weighed about 90 pounds, and I thought I maybe had a couple years left, and I was even in a worse spot mentally. Like I just wanted to die. I wanted to get it over with. I wasn't positive Jake that you know. I was just I just thought I had such a little amount of time in life left, and it was just so low quality I didn't even want to experience it, to be honest. So I was just like self-sabotaging. I was drinking alcohol a lot to escape. And when you drink alcohol a lot like that, it compounds everything times 1,000. Because the only way to really get through something, if you are depressed or, you know, hurt or just sad or whatever, is unfortunately to sit in that feeling and just tough it out. And if you do stuff like alcohol, or I mean distractions are good, but if you do stuff that makes it so you don't feel that, it just compounds and gets deeper and deeper, and you get weaker and weaker. You know, it's just like, it's like going to the gym, but like for your emotions, right? Like the more you deal with them, the stronger you get. But if you, you know, stop going to the gym or whatever, so to speak, you know, you're gonna get weaker and weaker. So anyways, that's where I was. If you guys have seen my video or heard me talk about before, I know like pretty much everyone here has. The video where I talk about, I guess it was 3 or 4 years ago now, where I was in that month-long hospital stay and I had like that epiphany. This happened like about a year before that event. So I was in Michigan visiting my family for Thanksgiving. And, you know, Michigan, big thing on Thanksgiving, Ohio State, Michigan football game. So that was going on that weekend. And so I was at my grandma and grandpa's with my mom, her boyfriend, my sister and her boyfriend, and then my uncle and his fiance. And on Black Friday, everyone except my grandma and grandpa, we all went out to this bar in Ann Arbor, Michigan. And it was crazy, right? Because, you know, the Michigan Ohio State weekend, you know, so it was nuts. So we go out to dinner first. Well, we eat at the bar at this place. And, you know, I drink way too much. I mean, I didn't really drink like way too much, but for how much I weighed, you know, pretty much like one drink should have been the limit. You know what I mean? So anyways, I was not the best. So we were at this bar, and I did get talked to a couple times because I was taking lemons out of my water and throwing them across the restaurant. I didn't get kicked out, so you know, Ian, it's me. It's, you know, I'm a harmless drunk, but that's probably not nice, you know, probably annoying. So, and then they didn't really like me from the start, though. It was kind of weird. Like, the manager, like, came over and, oh, hey, Steve, pre-shake, I quit drinking cold turkey. Everyone was saying congrats, Steve, so I just wanted to scroll up and see what that was. I quit drinking cold turkey 65 days ago. Best decision I ever made, health and relationship wise. Congratulations, man. That's awesome. That is amazing. So, all right, where was I? Oh yeah, I was being rowdy. But it was really weird. There was one point where I was talking to my sister at a table, and the manager comes over and goes, excuse me, is this guy bothering you? Would you like me to ask him to leave? And she was just like, no, this is my brother who you saw me walk in here with. And it was just weird. That was before the lemon thing. If that was after the lemon thing, I would understand. But anyways, everyone was pretty loaded, right? And so there was a bunch of Ohio State fans, and my family's from Michigan, so I root for Michigan. And I was like giving them a hard time, but they loved it. Like I actually, like, I think one of those dudes like gave me his like Snapchat or something. Like, we were having a great time. Just clowning around. So it was really fun. Anyways, we're there for a little bit. They're weird to me there. But rightfully so after the lemons. Excuse me. So anyways, we're ready. We go to leave. No incidents whatsoever, right? So we're all outside, and then we realize that my sister and my uncle are still inside. And so my mom's boyfriend looks at me and she's like, Jake, do you mind going back in to get them? Like, so I can, like, you know, be out here and, like, make sure everyone's okay. And I'm like, yeah, no problem. So I go in, and I see my sister and my uncle. They're, like, pretty close to the front. And so I just go to walk over, and the manager that had talked to me, /manager/bouncer, I found out, like, later during the lawsuit, he's the manager, but he was definitely, like, being the bouncer tonight. So I don't know. But anyways, he like puts his arm out and like blocks me from walking through. And hey, what's up, Busy Cross? Oh, Zach, I'm glad you're enjoying Pokemon Violet. I'm enjoying it as well. 10 out of 10. All right. Back to the story. Hold on, I need to. I need a different song. Cool. All right. So I'm like, I'm like, I actually am leaving. I'm literally getting my sister and my uncle there right there. And he's like, no, you're not. And I'm like, okay, could you just let them know then that our family's out and we're waiting? And he's like, nope. And so in my head, I'm like, again, this is in my head, not out loud, but I'm like thinking, I'm like, what's he gonna do if I walk by and just get them? Like F this guy. What's he gonna do? Kick me out? Perfect. You know what I mean? Like that's what we're trying to do anyways. So I just go, okay. And I just walk right by him, and he immediately grabs me, puts me in a headlock, lifts me up from behind. So his arms around me, right? And he's like behind me, lifts me up just by my neck. And I'm off the ground. And, you know, I was probably like a feather to him, right? Because I'm like 90 pounds. And he turns around and starts walking me out the door. But obviously, I have cystic fibrosis. I already was having a hard enough time breathing. So I literally just like panic. And I get like so scared that I'm going to die. So I just like, it was just survival instincts. As he's like walking me out the door, I bite down. I managed to like get myself out and bite down on his arm as hard as I possibly could, and blood just started spraying everywhere. And so he threw me to like get me off of him, and then he starts like coming back at me. So I turn around and hit him in the jaw as hard as I can, and his head just like whips back. And then I try to just take off, but some random dude tackles me and then starts kicking my face on the curb. And my whole face was like smashed up and bruised and shit. And I wait, the cops come, and the dude sat on top of me until the cops came. And then, and this was just a random person, didn't work for the bar or anything. I have a picture somewhere of my face that I could, maybe if I like make a video about it, I can show. But what's it called? Jake the Cannibal. What else? I mean, what else am I gonna do? You know what I mean? Like that's, and it's not even like I was trying to fight. I was just trying to get free. Because I was scared. But so he said something. The police come. I'm the only one that gets arrested. I have to spend the night in jail. And there was no, so there was a criminal trial, and I was found like not guilty of everything basically. So criminal trial was like a few months of like stuff, didn't last that long, and I was in the clear, like not guilty of everything, and I was like great. And I thought that would be it, but then there was a civil suit. So that's where it's not criminal charges, but they're just trying to get money. And now here's the part I haven't told you yet, and this is awful. When he threw me, when he was coming out the door, I didn't even know at the time. He threw me into a 60-year-old woman who was out with her son. And the force of me hitting her caused her to smack her head on a pole, and her teeth just sprayed out. Like all of her teeth just flew out. And she was completely innocent, right? She did nothing. So she sued the bar, and rightfully so. And if anything, it's rightfully so that I should have to pay something as well, because even though technically he's the one who did it, right? He threw me into her. I didn't have control of my body at that point. I still like started, you know what I mean? Like she's the only one who is innocent of anything. So she sued the bar and also me as a like co-defendant, but her lawyer like worked with my lawyer, and they were not going after me. They were going after the bar. Try to say that like they overserved me, like they did this stuff, all that stuff. Oh, And during all this, by the way, during the lawsuit, obviously the cameras and all the footage and stuff was subpoenaed, and they said their cameras didn't record on that night only. You can't make this up. So like, it's obvious that like the cameras did record, and they either like deleted it or, you know, got rid of it or whatever. But it blew my mind that it wasn't over right then and there. Like, if you're saying no, you can't have our camera footage, that's basically the same as like being guilty. Like, we should go to trial. Like, no jury is gonna whatever. The other thing was they refused to say that they served me any alcohol at all. And I like gave my credit card number, and they're like, nope, we have no credit cards like that made any transactions for that on that night. So then my lawyer like had me go to my bank and get my bank records, and it proved them wrong. And they're like, oh, like that one, like it was too, like the number was too smudged on the receipt to see. So they're just like sketchy, right? The whole time. And I had to do depositions. I had to face the guy that like we fought and like all this stuff. And he called me like a liar the whole time. Meanwhile, he's lying like crazy. And anyways, the woman's going after the bar. But also like still like low-key going after me. They need me. And then so what they were going after the bar for was basically to say they overserved me and stuff. They weren't actually going after the employee like that threw me in, because they were, but then there was no camera evidence or video evidence, right? So it changed so much. I mean, this was going on 5 years. It's hard to like fill you guys all in condensed, but I'm doing my best. But so what ended up happening, this was like year 4, like recently, is her lawyer pissed off the judge in the case so bad because he like asked him like to do a couple things. Again, I'm not a lawyer. It's been explained to me, but basically the judge got so pissed he denied whatever the request was, and basically like said the bar is fine. And so then their only choice was to go after me. And I ended up settling. And in order to help pay for that, in addition to all the reasons I said at the beginning of the stream, of getting rid of my games, that helped me pay off the settlement. Karma will bring that guy to his knees. Karma's like, we're going to serve cold. To be honest, I don't hate the guy. What happened during the court proceedings made me kind of not like him, but as terms of what happened that night, if that woman hadn't been involved, he would have never pressed charges against me, and I would have never pressed charges against him. We've been like, whatever, you know. I know that like for a fact. Like, it would have just been another thing. And like, because he didn't try to file anything for me for like biting him or like anything like that, and I didn't for him either, except just as a defense for what I was, you know, being charged with. But that's it. And if no one had been arrested, nothing had happened to that woman, I know for a fact we both would have let it go. The only thing that like he really annoyed me was how he acted like during the depositions. Thank God I was able to do all the depositions. This was because a lot of it happened during the pandemic. I was able to do all the court hearings and stuff on Zoom, and that was so helpful because I was already so anxious about it, but not having to go into court physically was really helpful, especially because they might have pushed me to if I didn't live in New Hampshire. Because they're all in Michigan. Hope I didn't miss it, but can we please listen to Savannah? Yes, Mball. Thank you so much for the 5. I just got the hiccups so bad. I'm sorry, you guys. But anyways, yo, Simple, what's up? But yeah, and then if you guys were here in last night's stream, the Last of Us stream, you heard me. I also tell at the end that I was in another fight on New Year's, and my car got completely like smashed up and hit. I had to pay $6,000 in cash to have my friend fix it. Most of that went towards the parts. Looks brand new now. Amazing. But yeah, someone was parallel parked, whipped out in front of me. I tried to like skirt like to the side, and it still got like the front corner of my car. And he got out, and I got out, and I'm coming over to talk to him, right? And he's already, some like pedestrian was saying something to him, like just completely not with him, not with me, just a random person. And he's holding the dude by his shirt, and he's got his hand up, and they're like yelling at each other. I didn't even know what they were saying. I was like, I just went right to like de-escalation mode. Oh, Huggy Smalls. Love you, dude. Glad to hear from you. Moving forward, stay fat, my friend. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I was just looking at the message that you hit. I appreciate that too, Huggy. Thank you. Yeah, I am a skinny dude, but I'm also very fat. I'm both. I'm a thick boy. So anyways, so he's already like fighting with a random bystander, right? And I'm like, whoa, hey, this is my de-escalation mode. I'm like, hey, I'm the one that hit you, or yeah, that got hit or whatever. You know, it's me. And he's just like, it's like still like giving the guy a stink eye. And the dude was like 6'3", so definitely like way bigger than me. The only reason I know he's 6'3" is because I had to take a picture of his license for like when the police came, they had to exchange information. But so then like he starts talking to me, and he's super calm with me. I'm like, cool. And then so I'm like, all right, well, you know, I said something, and I didn't mean to say it in a like an aggressive way, but there's no way to say this that's not, which is basically I was like, well, you know, this was your fault, you know. So because he said I need some cash right now, we're gonna, you know, we're going through insurance or whatever, and I was like, well, you would need to give me cash then, because you know, you pulled out in front of me. And then he started to get mad, and then he goes, you better put some effing cash in my hand right now, or like whatever. And I was like, well, I'm not doing that, so I guess we're just gonna go through insurance or whatever. And then he started getting real mad, and he like pushed me a couple times, and he didn't hurt me at all, right? Like, and then, but he is pushing me into traffic, but he almost got hit more times than me. He kept like walking around all crazy, and like, I actually had to pull him out of the way of a car once. It was nuts. But anyways, the last time he pushed me, it was onto the opposite side of the street, and I just fell on my butt again. Didn't hurt at all, but I was like, I just popped back up, and I'm like, all right, I'm going in my car, you go in your car, you know, we're just gonna call the cops to have them come, whatever, we'll go through insurance. And I didn't even listen for a response. I just walked away. Yo, Disco Cobra, thank you so much for the 20. Thanks for everything you did during your PS5 live streams. I got line from Best Buy. Are you looking forward to Dead Space remake or Resident Evil 4 remake? What games are you most looking forward to? Thank you again, Disco Cobra. I'm really looking forward to Fire Emblem. I'm actually going to New York City tonight. I'm going to Brooklyn. I'm going to be there for a week, so I think it would be kind of cool to go to the Nintendo store. I had pre-ordered it from Amazon. It would be kind of cool to go to the Nintendo store for a launch of a Nintendo game, right? But I'm kind of thinking about doing that. And then I'm not like super hyped for Dead Space remake. Not that I don't dislike it. I'm just, you know, not like a super fan. Resident Evil 4 remake will be cool. In terms of games I'm most looking forward to, I can't even think right now. I'll come back to that though. I just want to finish this last story. I need the finger gun. Oh, then we'll do a hype sesh. All right, after I finish the story. I need the finger guns, my brother. Yeah, I got you, Cactus. Oh, that's awesome, Ulysses. I appreciate that. What's funny, Camelot 331's in the chat. When we hung out in South Carolina, I didn't get into a fight, but someone did try to fight me really like hard the first night we were there. And like, I literally, this dude just hated me. He was belligerently drunk. We were at this game convention, and a bunch of content creators all stay at the same hotel. So the first night we get in, you know, someone's just having a bunch of us all over in their room, and this dude that none of us knew was there, belligerently drunk. I like go up to my friend Jay from Game Chasers, because I met him a year before that, and like we became like really good friends. So I hadn't seen him in a year, so I'm like showing him some stuff on my phone, like catching up with him, and then the person goes like, hey, like you don't mess with my guy, you leave him alone, like about Jay. And Jay's like, what are you talking about, dude? And then like he's just like so mad, like you can see it's a drunken rage. And like the difference with the guy who I got in the car accident with and this guy is, like, the guy I got in a car accident once, I could tell like he was angry, but he was more frustrated. And the energy of him like holding his fist to that guy was nothing that was pointed towards me. It was just like pushing, and you could tell he was physical, but I wasn't like afraid. Like I could just sense that he wasn't gonna like actually hurt me. I guess he could have, but there was something I could just tell. But this dude in South Carolina, he was like getting so like mad, and he was like being held back and like doing deep breathing and stuff, and like wanted to come at me. And like I literally there was like an empty wine bottle there. I literally had it, and I was just holding it like super firm, not like showing it. I was like hidden, like I was like holding it underneath the counter. But I was literally ready to just like smash him over the head with that thing, because he looked like he was about to charge. And I was just ready. I was just watching. I was just like alert. And eventually like they calmed him down and then like walked him out. But yeah, that's wild. I don't know. People hate me. Philip is upstairs with my sister's dog Coda. I'll get him before the end of the stream. Yeah, I need to hit up Matt Swider. When I'm in Brooklyn. There's a couple people that I want to hit up down there actually. You looking forward to Spider-Man 2? Oh yeah, me too, for sure. Wolverine, yeah. I trust Insomniac. It'll be sick. The fact that you have your condition, if I ever saw someone try to fight you, I would kick their ass, man. You're the coolest dude ever. I mean, yeah, exactly. That's how most of my friends, right? Like, so as long as I'm with my friends, I'm never really in danger. I don't know why I've attracted somebody. Again, I'm telling you guys like everything at once. It's not like I just go out and like have someone want to fight me every day. But we're in story times. I'm just like telling you all the stories. But yeah. Let's see. Are you thinking about doing a live stream for Hogwarts Legacy or Forspoken? Probably not. Unless Hogwarts Legacy ends up being a lot better than I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna disappoint people. It's the bandana. I was so busy cross. I was not wearing the bandana at any of those times. So I've only really wear it on YouTube. I want to say I think I wore it to a convention once, because like I thought it would like help people like recognize me, but I don't think I even wore it to a convention. You can't leave the house without beef.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away, 'cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain. All of a sudden,
let's see, we're getting Jacob see more often. Thank you. Wait, before I get sidetracked with another tale. Oh, I need to tell you how the car accident story ended. All right, do we want a hype sesh, or do you want to hear the end of that story real quick?
I never really asked to be brought into this place. You wanna love me? Well then baby, I have a taste. All the highs and the lows, no, you'll never be the same.
When there will be a next PS5 stream? You know that like meme or like that thing where it's like one day, like, you went outside to play with your friends for the last time and no one knew it was the last time. One day I had a live stream to get a PS5 and none of us knew that it would be the last time. All right, everyone wants to hear the end of the story. Okay, all right. That's the first time that people have voted for anything over a hype sesh. I don't know how I feel about that, but I'll tell you the end of the story. So he got arrested for assault. The guy that shoved me. I'm still waiting to hear, like, I was told that a detective from the Boston Police Department would call me. I'm still waiting. I'm sure that, like, Boston police, like, I'm sure they have, like, so backed up and a lot more important stuff. Like, they probably really don't care about this, and rightfully so. Because, I mean, it's technically, like, I think they charged him with assault and battery, even though I think it would just really be simple assault for the pushing, right? I don't know. But I haven't even talked to the detective yet anyways. So I honestly, I do not want to press charges against this person because he really didn't do anything, and I don't want to, like, ruin someone. Like, it wouldn't ruin his life, right? But, like, it would seriously, like, mess up their life, and, like, I don't want that, you know? If the roles were reversed, like, it would mean so much to me if the person didn't press charges. Like, if I had been hurt, that's a different story, right? But I was fine. Now, here's the good news. I had to scramble to come up with the cash because this happened, like, literally a couple weeks after I paid the lawsuit. I'm like, oh my god. And this is one of the dumbest things I've ever done. I didn't have insurance on my car, so I literally had to just completely pay in cash. The first thing I did the next day was get insurance. I didn't intentionally not have insurance. I live in New Hampshire, and you're not legally required to have it, which is crazy, I know, but the state motto is literally live free or die. There's no sales tax in New Hampshire. No income tax, no state income tax in New Hampshire. Not required to have insurance. Wild, right? But the first thing I did was get insurance. So I have insurance now. So my insurance had lapsed, and I just didn't re-up. I didn't notice, and then just never bothered to do it, which was very dumb. So, but anyway, so I came up with the cash, and it was a friend of a friend, actually. I have a friend that owned a body shop in Boston who was super awesome, nicest person, but he moved to California, so I messaged him and I asked him if he had anyone else that he knew. He's like, honestly, Jake, there's only one guy I would trust, and he gave me the guy's information, and the dude was just as nice as my friend. And I was kind of nervous at first because he had me paying cash, but I found out later that he just needed the cash so he could get the parts immediately. And he actually he bought the parts before I even gave him the cash because my friend said I was good for it. And they did an amazing job. They actually tuned up my car too. It was almost like the engine was, like, a little loud, and then now it's smooth. It drives better than before the accident happened. So amazing, right? But literally the day before I go to pick up my car, I got a call from the company that I just got insurance from, and I pick it up, and I'm like, I figure it's something about the policy or whatever, and they're like, we have a couple questions about the accident you were in. I'm like, oh yeah, and I guess the guy that hit me had the same insurance company, and they're like, yeah, we got the police report back, and even though at the scene the police told me that they could not establish who was at fault, which is why I just was like, crap, and why I paid it out of pocket. Apparently the police report put him at fault, and so the insurance company is reimbursing me all the money I paid. So yeah, property taxes are crazy in New Hampshire. Yeah, they have to get the money somehow. I drive a 2019 Subaru Crosstrek. So yeah, New Hampshire sounds like my kind of place. Yeah. Yo, Okana. Dude, Okana, it's so good to see you, bro. Thanks for rejoining the Jakey Gang, man. Dude, Okana, sometimes I lurk at your streams, man. The amount of energy you have is crazy. You're definitely built for streaming, man. And you're popping off on Twitch, too. Proud of you, dude.
This is the future.
Congrats on getting your money back. Thank you. Yeah.
Human error.
So anyways, feels really good to talk about some of this stuff because I don't like keeping secrets. And it's not like I was keeping secrets. It's just like I wasn't allowed.
Is the future.
But it just feels good to get it off my chest. And sometimes I feel guilty about it too. And maybe part of me for a while was glad that I didn't have to talk about it because I felt like it made me look bad. Just the fact that like I got drunk and made bad decisions and yeah. You gotta let it go. Yeah, no, I know, of course. And I definitely have. And I know that like it's not the worst thing in the world. But especially on YouTube during certain times I would get judged pretty heavily. And it just made me like really hyper aware of everything I did. Oh, I love you too, bro. You made the dream happen. You gave me the heart and motivation. Takes so much depression from me. I love you, bro. It's like, yeah, we're all making mistakes. We're all human. That's absolutely right, Jim. And that's another reason why I'm glad I was able to say it. Because I don't want to have this image of me out there that like I'm perfect or like selfless or always, you know, do the right thing or positive, because I make a lot of mistakes. And I think the one thing that's common with most people is that they're too hard on themselves. People are either, you know, complete jerks and just like will hurt people with no care in the world, or they're way too hard on themselves and like they drown in their guilt. It seems like most people lean one of those two ways. And I don't know, I just want you guys to know that like I've like messed up. Like, so if you're feeling like guilty about anything that you've done, you know what I mean? It's okay. Even the best of us have. You're still deserve happiness and deserve love, you know? You're amazing. You're here to all of us. We love you. Oh, I love you too. I always said I don't want to be a hero to anyone, but I do want to be someone that inspires people to be their own hero. I don't know if that makes sense. It's the best way I can explain it though. I just want people to there's been a couple times in my life where I've had true like pure happiness, and like I felt like I've had everything I've needed in the world. And happiness can never be permanent, but neither is sadness, right? So that's a good thing. You're always coming in cycles. But once you hit like pure love and pure happiness for the first time, it changes your life, and you know that it's always possible to get back there. But like when I have that feeling, it's something I always feel, but especially when I'm in that feeling is I feel like, oh my God, everyone deserves this. How can I help other people like find this? That's like all I really want. And then in turn, you know, the only reason I was able to reach like those peak levels of like happiness is honestly because of love from other people. Everyone talks a lot about today how self-love is the most important love. It totally is. I don't disagree. But sometimes you need love from others to get to a place where you can start to love yourself. Sometimes love from others can lift you up enough to open that up. It's like no one would ever say that any kind of love is bad, right? Like you don't want to rely. Self-love is the only love you can control, but all love is good. And I'm not gonna say anything else about it because it's gonna sound weird and sexual if I keep talking about love and self-love. And I was gonna get real deep into it, but now I can't with a straight face. So we're fine. Probe gang till we die. Heck yes. That was from one of my like first streams before I had like any subscribe. I was like a year before the PS5. Here's a funny story real quick, a mini story, and this will be a great transition into a midstream hype sesh. Actually, the time that I was in the hospital for a month straight where I actually had that epiphany where I found true happiness for the first time in my life, where I literally went from rock bottom to just accepting and like my whole life changed. I've talked about it so many times, but I don't need to get into all of it right now. That's the gist if you haven't heard it. But during that hospital stay, I was in for over a month. At one point, there was something wrong with the air conditioner in my room, so they had to have me switch rooms. Oh no, see, I've had so many hospital stays, it's hard to keep track. That was not that hospital stay. I've had that happen multiple times. This hospital stay, there was something wrong with the bed, with the electronic bed. So I didn't have to move rooms. They just had to switch out the bed. And so they're going to do that. And I was like all in my feels. I'm already like kind of like weird, like touchy-feely, like I can come on a little strong, you know what I mean? My heart's in the right place, but like for some people, especially if they don't know me, they're like, whoa, this guy's weird. But I was really in it then, because like I was like literally like a new person. Like I found out I had a new lease on life. And so that had just happened basically. I just had that experience, and I'd been having it for like a few days at that point. And so they go to take the bed out, and I'm like, I look at my nurse and I'm just like, oh, man, it's kind of sad. She's like, why? And I'm just like, well, Lorinda, I've experienced so much love in that bed. And I didn't know how it sounded. I like said it so genuinely, and I like straight face, and she just looks at me and starts like dying laughing, and then I turned bright red and I was so embarrassed. Yeah, good time. Experienced a lot of love in that bed. The last time I practiced self-love, I was banned from the library. There we go. Classic comedy. You love to see it. Alright. We're almost at 200 likes. Let me know you're here. Let's get to 200 likes and we'll do a midstream hype sesh. It's kind of close to the end of stream, to be honest, but we're going to do at least 2 more. We're going to do this hype sesh. Then I'll come and chat for a little bit more, and then we'll do 1 more hype sesh. Yo, O'Connor, stop. You're being too nice. I appreciate it, bro. I think you're awesome, man. Thank you so much. 195 likes? Ever practice self-love while eating? I actually like to practice self-love while I eat beef jerky. Because jerky's so convenient. Like, I love jerking it. I can jerk it in the car. I used to be able to jerk it at school. I can jerk it at work. I like jerking it with a friend, you know? Share. Sharing is caring. Michael, Jakey, glad to see your smiling face. It's been a while, and I need it just today. I was diagnosed with COVID. Hope all is well. Thank you, Michael, and I'm really sorry you got diagnosed with COVID. I hope it's not affecting you too much. I know it can really vary, and how it affects different people. All right, 200 likes. I am gonna get Philip, and we'll do a hype session with Philip. That's a great idea. He does have a little bit of cherry eye right now. Don't be alarmed. Just that little cherry eye. It's okay. We'll massage that. There's a place in France where the Phillips like to dance. Ready for a hype sesh? Ready for a big old dirty old hype sesh? Shannon says you're so handsome. You're very handsome. King Philip. I call him Prince Philip more, but he's also a king. So that checks out. Hey, boy. Alright. Ready, buddy? Here we go. I love that chair, Jake. I asked even about getting one, and they said they don't mass produce them. Super sad. Yeah, they actually emailed me. They're considering doing chairs of me. I don't know exactly what we would need to do to have it happen. I haven't talked about it with them, but they actually did reach out and said that a lot of people did ask about it, and they're considering it. Oh, Tiffy, thank you so much for the 10. Can't wait for the next finger blasting hype sesh. Well, guess what? It's right now. Investors, possibly you. Philip, why don't you take this one, buddy?
Hey everybody, just to Philip. I know it sounds weird, it's because I'm a dog. It's hard to talk human. But right now we're going to do a dirty dog half sesh. The finger paws, the finger gun, blip blip blip, to prepare well. I'll be here all week.
Let's go. Big old dirty old. The only way I like it. God, if you're a small young and a clean young, want nothing to do with you. Big old dirty old. That's what we love to see. I mean, he can do that, Michael. It's fine. I don't own that music. I mean, what is it? Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. Love to see it. I'm a dirty old man. Me too. I'm packing the pack. Love the energy, Jake. Thank you, thank you. Not gonna lie, I do feel good about everything I've talked about in the stream, but I also feel a little weird because I don't know. I kind of feel like I come off as a scumbag tonight. But I mean, I am glad that I'm being real, you know? It's just not the image of myself that I want, like, fully. And I know it's not who I am fully. But like condensing it all, I guess I just think in my head about like someone that's never seen my channel before that like rewatches the stream later. And just like how I would come off. No, I'm not like super like concerned or anything about it. I'm not like in my head about it or whatever. It's just like crossing my mind. Don't worry, not at all. Well, I appreciate you guys saying that. It doesn't make me feel better. Still love you, Jake. Y'all got stuff in the past. I appreciate that. Yeah. I guess, you know what it is? Alright, so I guess it's not so much that. It's just that, like, I like to tell, like, wholesome stories and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Too. And I just feel like it's just been really balanced the other way. But that's okay. You know? That's some days you're one way, some days you're the other. At least, I'm in a good place, you know? Because I know that, like, a lot of you have probably, like, seen me, like, tweet and, like, my video that I did, like, a couple months ago, where I just had such a hard time last year. And, just really struggling, haven't been doing okay. And, it was so hard to get through that. It was so hard. I've talked about this on Twitter, how I was able to do it, but I have to, one thing I haven't told anyone, just because I didn't want people to worry. Because I'm fine now. But I spent about 6 months of last year maybe sleeping like a couple nights a week and basically staying up all night thinking about ending my life, wanting to end my life, and struggling to find a reason to hold on. But pretty much like the days just like blended together. Like I would just like sometimes I would just like lie down in bed to try to sleep and just literally sit there like and just silently like cry, just like tears down my face for 8 hours, and I would just get up and go about my day. And then I would like often sleep during the day, right? Like you do when you're depressed. But I got so scared because, like I said, it was like 6 months. And it just felt like it was never gonna change. I was just like, is this my life now? And I kept thinking about all the good things that had happened to me, all the times where I thought I was at rock bottom and then things got way better. And I was just like, that's, you know, things are darkest before dawn. That's got to be right around the corner. And then it wasn't happening. And then there would be days where like I did feel normal again. I felt good. And I was like, oh, thank God. But then a couple days later, I would go right back to feeling exactly how I did before. And that happened a few times, and I'm like, I'm never gonna get out of it. Like I keep thinking I'm okay, and then I'm not. Like, why can't I just be okay? And so what I realized was, and I've talked about this before a little bit, but like I wasn't taking good care of myself, and that's sometimes you stop taking care of yourself when you start getting depressed, right? But basically I had all these habits formed that were really not healthy, and I kind of had a realization, and I had to like be really strict with myself, like, and honest with myself, and be like, Jake, you can't just keep saying every day is a mental health day and you don't do anything. You're being lazy, and you have to do something. That's something you should never say to someone else. Sometimes you have to say it to yourself. Another thing I did is I would feel guilty and feel so bad, but that held me back so much, because when you feel guilty about something, you never change, and it's almost like your guilt is the excuse to not do something. So like, for example, if you're like maybe you're a bad friend to someone, right? And you're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I feel so bad. And then and you really genuinely do. And it's like that apology, though, subconsciously lets you off the hook. Imagine if you weren't allowed to, like the movie Liar Liar, where he's not allowed to tell a lie. Imagine you weren't allowed to say sorry or say that you feel bad. That's the only thing you would be able to do to get out of it, is to take action, actually change, different, right? That's what you need to do anytime you like feel guilty about something. So this is for me, actually. Maybe it doesn't apply to you. I shouldn't say that. This is what works for me. Just don't let guilt hold you back, because that's all it does. There's nothing positive about it. I can see the argument that like guilt is good because it makes you feel bad, so you'll change, but it actually doesn't. You just sit in it, you don't change. Think about it. Anytime that you've like had guilt, was it just feeling super, super guilty that led that guilt to like for you to accept it? Or was it you accepting it that let you take actions that were different? You know what I mean? So anyways, I just had to be harsh with myself, and basically once I started thinking about it enough and realizing that, oh, every time I feel good, I'm still doing the same behavior, and that's why I keep going back. Next time I feel good, let me do something drastically different. And so what I did was, even before I felt good again, I started doing little teeny things every day. Like, there's so many things I wanted to do. I wanted to start exercising, not eat sugar. I wanted to take in more calories, all this stuff. And that's been the tale of my whole life. I want to do all this stuff and then build up a routine, and then as soon as I missed one thing and I wasn't perfect, I would get discouraged and give up. I never wanted to do one thing at a time. I was like, no, if I'm going to do it, I'll do everything. And I feel like a lot of us are like that too. But what worked for me was like literally like for the first week, all I did was just stretch 10 minutes a day. And I was so not flexible at that point that stretching for me was sitting on the ground, my butt on the ground and my back against the wall, and just putting my legs completely straight. And that's like, I felt such a stretch just from that. So I did that 10 minutes a day. And that was my only thing I did different. And then after a week, that started to kind of become a habit. And then I added drinking a huge glass of water right when I woke up. And then that started to kind of become a habit. And so what was good is every time I added something, I wasn't trying to do everything at once. So it didn't feel like I was dedicating my life to trying to do this like impossible schedule, everything kind of became a habit first. It was always adding one thing. It wasn't adding like two things. And so I just built myself up to doing all the things I said, no alcohol, sugar, all that stuff, exercising a ton, lifting weights, eating more, stretching, all of it. And if I ever missed something, I would still do the rest of the stuff. I wouldn't give up. And if I had a day where I missed a few things, that's okay. One day of like missing stuff or not doing anything is fine. But what would also work for me is if you do 2 days in a row of missing everything, that's a problem. So never miss 2 days in a row. So I know I just kind of rambled there for a while, but like, I don't know, a lot of that stuff, I had to realize it on my own, but it helped me so much that I just wanted to share it in case someone else needed to hear it or it could help one person, you know? So I guess I got to have my wholesome story or whatever for today also, but I will, before our last type session, I will say one other story real quick. Thanks, Tiffy. Yeah, master small habits first. Oh, thanks, Imbal. You know what? For Imbal, we're gonna play Savannah while I'm talking. There we go. So, do any of you guys watch or watched Breaking Bad? There's a slight delay on the stream just to keep the quality higher, so I'm gonna wait a second. You guys a chance to... I'm always stuck trying to fix myself by doing everything at once. Exactly. My whole life, man. That's exactly what and because it feels like if you're just doing one small thing like that, it feels like, I don't know, it feels like not even worth it. Like, somehow it feels like that's less effort. Like you're ready to, you want to do all that stuff now, so you want to do it now. But I'm telling you, like, slowly adding one thing, you actually end up being able to do way more than even if you have the best plan and you do it all at once. Like, it adds up so quick. And then what has happened since I started just adding first the stretching, then the water, like, then my brain got in the habit of adding a new thing over time. So then things became habits quicker. And my brain was used to a new thing always being added in. So then, like, it just exponentially, you get to be able to do so much. Okay, so one of my favorite quotes ever in Breaking Bad, or favorite scenes, I'm not going to do it verbatim, I don't know it verbatim, but it's when Jesse, this isn't a spoiler for the show, by the way, this is kind of just an anecdote. When Jesse is in rehab and they're at like the campfire and they're all like sharing stories, and Jesse's like completely like hating himself, right? He's drowning his guilt because you know, because of his action, kids have been hurt, killed, and people have been killed, and, you know, he just wants to die at that. He's at a control. And the counselor's like telling him to, like, trying to talk him out of it or whatever, and he's like, what do you know about guilt? And he's like, I killed my daughter. And he's like, what? And he's like, tells a story about how, like, I don't know, like 20 years ago or whatever, he's like, yeah, it was my birthday, and I had just done like a bunch of coke or something, and I still had some left, so that was not an issue, but I drank all my beer or whatever, so I asked my wife to go to the store to get me some. Close at this time, didn't have much time left before they closed, and you know, she said no, we got in a fight about it, and so I decided to go, and I get in my truck, and my daughter had been playing at the end of the driveway. And so then he just stops talking. Fine, what happened? And so Jesse just like stares at him. And he's like, how do you not hate yourself? And he's like, I did. For a really long time. He's like, until I realized something. That guilt does nothing but stand in the way. Stand in the way of what? True change. I think about that all the time whenever I'm feeling guilty. Because it's actually, all it does is hold you back. It's in a way, it's almost selfish to feel guilty sometimes because it is stopping the change. So if like you're guilty because you've hurt someone, you need, if you choose guilt, if you feel guilty, you're choosing guilt over action. You can't do both. You're either feeling guilty or you're letting it go and trying to make a change. You can't do both those things. Oh, Cam, dude, thank you so much, man. $50, that's incredibly generous. Thank you. Bro, been around since the release week of PS5. Just wanted to say thank you for all that you've done for the viewers. You helped me out of a bad time. Welcome to BK. I hope I bumped into you, Bay Ridge. Brother, finger guns for life. Salute. Thank you, man. I like I said, if any of you guys are there, I think I'm gonna try to go to the Nintendo store the day that Fire Emblem is out. I don't know, like, my plans are so loose. I don't really have anything planned out, but that is one thing that I want to do. Freshy boy, there's still gonna be one more hype session. Oh, you missed this song, Lindsay? Yeah. All right. Speaking of which, it's a 4-hour drive, and I'm still in New Hampshire. So I do have to kind of get going. I wanted to do that this way though because I actually, when I sold my games, I drove to South Carolina, so I've had to drive through New York both ways. Done it a lot. I was like, the only way I'm doing it is like if it's in the middle of the night. Like, I'm not driving New York City when people are awake. I'm not doing it. So I'm driving down there intentionally at like when it's dead. There was also a lot of snow today, and I wanted time for it to ease up. There was like a weather warning for a little bit in the afternoon, so this was all the plan. So I'll be fine. So if I leave now, or if I leave in like 20 minutes, let's say I leave at 10, right? So 11, 12, 1. I get there at 2 a.m. Crash out. That's not too bad. The least I can do, man. No, thank you. Well, I really appreciate it. I felt that, man. Thank you so much. Oh, yep, don't do that overnight. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm gonna do. How long have I been live? An hour and 22. Alright, so we're gonna end up being live for a total of like 90 minutes after the last hype set. Love to see it. Look at Philip back here. Drive safe. I will. I have insurance now. So we're fine. Kyle says, Jake, man, it's good to see you, bro. Ever since I came to your stream, you inspired me. I'm 5. I'm not as good as you. Yes, you are. But I helped 40 people. That's amazing, dude. Come on, get out of here. That's incredible. Feel that. Look at that tail. Boy. All right, sorry. The painting over my bed was driving me crazy. It's still crooked. It's fine. You guys can't tell, so it's perfect. Philip Tails Randall. He's like a little helicopter. You drove to South Carolina without insurance? Yes, I did. Yep, that's a good point. I didn't even think about that, but yeah, I technically did. Are you going to stay at Matt's Waters? I'm not staying at Matt's Waters, but I do want to see Matt Waters. Philip is cute. Oh, thanks, Beef. Green Potato Jig is the best. Thanks, Green Potato. It's good to see you. Bruce, I'm here. I didn't go anywhere. I was messing with the painting over my bed. Oh, Philip. You getting up? Oh, he's getting back down. Good boy. What's the score of the game right now? Maybe I can listen to that on the radio. Is that on a national radio station? Probably not. 12-0 Cowboys. All right, this was really fun. Hey, Matt, there he is. What's up, buddy? Oh, Ewan Bracing's in the chat. Oh, look at all the homies coming through. What's up, Lyrical Genius? Thank you, Patrick Limbs. I don't know if I acknowledged that you said we love you, bro. But I read it in my head, at least, the first time. Waiting for your pup to take flight. Yeah, he's literally Tails. Alright, we're probably going to draw the stream to a close. This was super fun. It was really nice to do the Last of Us, review discussion live stream yesterday as a way to ease back into it. And I wasn't even planning on doing the stream tonight, but I literally decided in the middle of that stream that okay, so this is a podcast style. We're all talking whatever. I was like, you guys deserve to just have some one-on-one time and get some finger guns and some pipe sessions. So, and trust me, its feeling is mutual. I needed it as well. So, just a love fest. Alright, you guys ready for that last hype sesh? Is that a picture of you on your chair? Yes, it is. Actually, if you go into the description, there's a link for any Ewan Racing chair, and you can actually get 30% off with discount code Jake Randall. But yes, after I was been working with them for a while, as a special gift, they sent me this one-of-a-kind chair with me and Philip. And I am doing finger guns. You'll love to see it. Alright. Wade and Water Wade. So good to see you. We all needed to get finger blasted. Well said. All right. Sorry, that's my foot massager. I was getting a foot massage. I was trying to get sneak, but now it's moaning. Hold on. I don't even know if you guys can hear that. It just was loud to me. Wait, what? Oh yeah. You know what, Matt Swider? It is a foot massager. You stop it. Hey, I was planning on jerking it with you in New York, but now I might keep all that big jerks to myself. It's time for the last love bullets of the night. Make sure you take direct eye contact with my soul. Get the love force directly into your eyeball. Spread by your body. Marinate overnight. Slider favorite. Matt loves the draw arrow finger gun shot. It's what we in the biz call the money shot. Oh man, good times. Good times. All right, we'll do a little outro song. Oh wait, here we go. Actually, I guess it's a good outro. Yo, what's up, Ohydro? You just made it, man. Good old money shot right in the middle of a finger blast hype sesh. Premium content. Could have said it better myself. This was a really fun stream. It's good to be back. It's so cool. I think this is the first stream I've done where no one asked me when something was going to be in stock. That's a record. Because even when I would have like streams like this, you know what I mean? There'd always be someone. But yeah, no. I didn't even know what to call the stream, so I just literally called it Big Old Dirty Old Hype Session Life Updates. All right, playing my PS5 right now. Got it on launch day. Thanks, DJ. That's awesome, Big B. Love to see it. Great to see you back. Great to be back. All right, so game plan going forward. I really do want to start making videos more, but I'm really glad that I haven't been, only because it's allowed me to take care of myself better. And I needed to do that, right, before I could get back to this. And again, adding one thing at a time. I really want to be like, okay, cool, now I'll start doing videos again. We'll do live streams. But I think my one thing is, let me live stream, you know, either once a week or once every other week for a little bit. I can try to work on some videos, but not like, you know, I don't need to do one video a week or anything. But I want to keep up with the streams. And then when I feel like I can add the videos too, perfect. I'm just going to go slow and get there. And before I know it, I'll just be cranking out 15 videos a day. You know what I mean? Be perfect. But yeah, back to what I was talking about earlier. Does it look like crazy ass? But back to what I was saying earlier, where I was talking about the guilt and, you know, all the stuff that worked for me. I can't emphasize enough that it doesn't necessarily apply to you too. And if anything I said, you were like, that's not true, like, you know, whatever, then you're right for you. You know what I mean? So don't feel like anything I said was like spoken as fact, because it's not. We're all just, you know, no one has all the answers. We're just trying to get through this. Sometimes stuff that works for one person can work for another person. Just know that too. I don't want anyone to take that and feel like, okay, I need to focus or, you know, think about stuff this way or do stuff this way. You don't have to do anything, but if it resonates with you or you think there's merit in it, you can just keep it in mind, but ultimately just make sure to make your own decision about it. Your live streams are the best. Super energy. Love it. Thanks, Patrick Williams. Jake, I know the PS6 is not coming out until 2027, but I'll need you in the future when that happens so I can get one. Exactly. And that's the thing. I gotta build myself up, take care of myself, so that when the PS6 comes out, I'm sure a lot of people will remember my name and come back. And when that happens, this time I'm gonna be ready to not get burnt out, you know, to keep it consistent. So I'll slowly build it up, and we'll go from there. It'll be fun. Or you know it, you're making content and jerking it with friends and family often. Man, that is the dream. Especially with family, you know? You guys want to hear a really awful, dirty joke that I'll probably get canceled for saying? It might be too far. Honestly, if you have children around, if they're present, maybe just turn it off now, or make the volume very low. But one of my favorite things to do in high school would just be to try to make people feel uncomfortable. So one of my favorite jokes, I would just like sit down and just like next to like maybe another group, and just talk loud enough so they could hear me. And I'd just be like, oh man, I went to a family reunion last week. Never been more horny in my life. I'm a sick puppy. We know this. I'm sorry, you guys. Classic comedy. This is a joke. If I've been playing Pokemon, I've been playing a lot of Pokemon. Heck yeah. Viewership went up for the joke. All right, I'm gonna end it for real now. I gotta get on the road by 10. But I like this song because it's kind of silly, like me, and it's talking about rising from the ashes like a phoenix. We're gonna
The year is 1991.
we're gonna end it with this, but
Living together in seemingly perfect harmony until one
I just got here and I wasn't ready for that joke. Oh, no.
is Phoenix.
Oh man. Hey, I didn't scare you off completely. All right. This was super fun. You guys are super supportive. Thanks for having my back. It'll be fun. I told a lot of stories tonight, but I can go into more detail. And you know, I'm always scatterbrained. I'm like, I see something in the chat, distracts me, and I tell 3 stories just to finish one story. So it'll be fun to make some video content where I can go into more detail with these stories and tell it more structured and not have to think of it on the spot. You know what I mean? But yeah, so those are actually like storytime videos are a lot easier than other types of videos. So maybe that's something I can work on. But anyways, it was just fun. I appreciate you guys. Be safe. Have a great time. Love, love, love. Thank you, Shannon. Camelot, love you, boy. I love you too. Love you too, Cody. Bye, Jake. Thanks for sharing. Bye, Tim. Bye, Phil Skip. Great to see you too, man. Silent Grace, good to see you. Tony, Ulysses. Still Game Fan, of course. Dax Max. Lindsay. Lacritz. I still can't get that name right, man. Ohydro, Warfest. I Am Cool. Derek Green, Tiffy, Jay Jones, Cam Views, Lyrical Genius, Interpreted Gamer, K Crow. Hey, Molly Wobbles, GT Dream, Angela Chavez. You know what's going through my head right now? What if there's one person that's been here since the very start who's like, that joke Jake just made was disgusting. I am never coming back. That would make me so sad. Imbo's here, Bruce is here. All right, we got to do a roll call. Make sure everyone's still here. Didn't lose anyone for life. No, I missed the stream. Oh, Zeus. Zeus, I'm getting in my car to go to Brooklyn right now. You can rewatch stream if you want. It is worth it. Jack can confirm. I told a lot of stories you probably would have never ever expected to hear from me. After all the fight stories, he ends up with a cousin. I didn't say cousins. I just said family. Family reunion. Glad to see you doing the OG streams. Hope you're doing good, bro. Always in my prayers. Wish you all the best. Actually, now that you say cousins, I have a really funny story about my cousin. I'll let the chat decide if they want the stream to end, if they gotta go, or if they have time for a quick, this last quick story. Yes, Zeus. I'm literally going there in 30 minutes. I'm probably gonna get there at 2 a.m. Bushwick. That's where. Okay, so I've got a ton of family that lives in North Carolina, a bunch of cousins and stuff. So when I went to sell my game collection a couple months ago, in South Carolina, I stopped and visited a bunch of family. It was like around Christmas. So, like I helped them like decorate the tree. We like made cookies and stuff. It was super nice. My one cousin, who's like a couple years younger than me, most of my family lived in Asheville, which is like 2 hours away from. I stayed at my dad's girlfriend's place, which is like on the way, like a straight shot South Carolina, like the place that I was going to. Anyways, one of my cousins lives like 10 minutes from here. All the rest 2 hours. But anyways, I hung out with that cousin like a few times. And she's super funny, super sarcastic. And I was showing her like pictures of my game collection like before I like got rid of everything, like sold it. And I forget like what the context even was. And I was like, yeah, like women love it when they see that when I bring them home, whatever. And she turns bright red and she just starts laughing and I'm like, what? And she's like, no, no, no. She like wouldn't say it. And I'm like, now I'm really curious, like what was it, blah blah blah. And she's like, no, no, no. She wouldn't tell me. So I leave or whatever, and then I leave to drive back home even. And I never found out. She's like, I'll like tell you later. I just like can't say it to your face. And what's it called? She texted me later and I was like, what were you gonna say when I like made that joke about like showing like women like my game collection when they come over? And she's like, I was about to say like they probably are just begging you to put it in their ass. I was like, oh my god, I did not expect that. And she's like, you can see why I wasn't comfortable saying it to your face. I was like, yeah. Oh my god. Anyway, wow, you got me to do that. That's a W stream right there. That's a big W. That's a big 10-4. So anyways, after that happened, now I'll text you stuff and I'll be like, you'll never guess what they were begging me for. Fun stuff, quality stuff. It's funny because her husband is like the total like opposite of her. Is like super sweet, like nice, like not like sarcastic. So they're like honestly like a perfect match player. They're both cool. But anyways, that's the story. That's the end of the stream. Christopher, we did 3 hype sessions. You missed them, but if you rewind, you can catch it again. All right. It's actually 9:30 now. I really gotta end, but I love you guys. D-Dub Hotness. I've been good. A lot of crazy stuff has happened. If you rewatch this stream, you can get all the stories. There's some juicy ones. You're welcome for all your help. Thank you for coming through, man. Good to see you. But I am going to end the stream for real. I love you guys. And when I get back from Brooklyn, I'll figure out when the next stream will be. All right. All right, cool. One more love bullet for the road. All right, I love you guys. Bye, everybody.